Science has always been intertwined with conquest. This was especially true for the Vikings. Dating back to Mesopotamia, iron has been used for most weapons because of its strength and therefore its ability to kill. While Vikings had a massive demand for weapons made of iron, their homeland of Scandinavia made it difficult to manufacture this key element of weaponry. Mineral-rich spring water emerging from the ground would flow downhill, eventually depositing iron in bogs or swamps. Bacteria in the water then oxidize small amounts of the iron, which leads to impurities or chemical imperfections in the iron-making process. To bypass this obstacle, Vikings believed that by incorporating the bones of their ancestors into the weapon-making process, the spirits of their predecessors would make their swords stronger and more durable. The bones did have an effect on their weapons, but not in the way the Vikings thought. The carbon imbued in the bones melded with the iron and created a bond that increased the structural integrity of the weapons tenfold. Scientists have researched this event extensively, even collaborating with blacksmiths to test the science. You may have known that corn is not only used for eating, but for many other purposes as well. But did you know that only 1% of corn grown in the US is the type that we eat, also known as sweet corn? Since the sugars in corn immediately begin to convert into starches after it is harvested, farms tend to harvest edible corn prematurely so the product will be ready to eat once it reaches a grocery store or market. If this is only where 1% of corn goes, where does the rest end up? Well, according to iowacorn.com, the other 99% of corn goes into many different things. While all field corn is harvested only when the corn itself is dried up, a relatively small amount of the harvest goes into high fructose corn syrup, corn oil, and corn cereal. Most of the field corn is used for ethanol, livestock feed, and manufactured goods. You may not have realized this, but everyday products such as cosmetics, toothpaste, and paper contain byproducts of corn, such as starch and sorbitol. Did you know that when you peel Scotch tape in a vacuum, it creates microwaves? Researchers at the University of California, Los Angeles have found that by peeling sticky tape in a vacuum, they can generate enough energy to take a picture. The research found that the type of energy that is released, triboluminescence, occurs when a crystal is crushed, rubbed, or scratched. A crystal contains different atomic charges, so when enough friction or force is applied to the solid, the process separates opposite charges. Therefore, radiation in the form of light is emitted when the charges are neutralized. This type of energy release is only found in a vacuum because the lack of any particles allows the small energy waves to move without obstruction, then yielding results.